what we did in the past real fast. We might not get to the actual regression stuff today, which is fine because it doesn't take long to go through. But what I want to do is revisit how we graph a shifted trig function real fast. Okay? Remembering that we had the setup where it was y equals a sine b x minus h plus k. All right? Where you had your amplitude, you had your period, those things. How you find the maximum, your minimum, and what it all entails. When we did this, we plotted these things first via the parent function. The parent function to this would be what? 3 sine 4x. Are we okay on that?
Yeah.
And then all we would just move everything down to. When we did this also, we identified our A, our H, or excuse me, A, B, H, and a K. Therefore, we were able to find our amplitude and our period. We did a little bit of this. We're just changing it very slightly. And I'm kind of with you on that, Michael. I would like to have seen more of this built into it instead of thrown at the end. But that's what the Common Core said from the units to go through. So we're trying it this year, which means next year I'm going to change it again. Yes, ma'am.
This is kind of random, but how many more like chapter tests do you think we'll have?
2, 3-ish? I don't know.
Don't conform to
7.
So what's your A value?
3.
3. Our A value is 3. Our B value is
4.
H, K.
No. Yeah.
What would your amplitude be then?
Oh,
Good.
wait, I forgot what amplitude is.
Amplitude is how high up it
Well,
goes.
yeah, I mean, I know what
That's
the
just
definition
A,
of how you
right?
find it.
Yeah, it's absolute value then.
And then the period's like something over
over
B.
2b
over
over
2.
b.
Over pi, 2 pi, 2 pi.
Pi
over
over
2 pi over B.
2 pi.
So this is assigned to be 2 pi over B.
So it's half pi. So it's pi.
So our period here winds up being pi over 2. We all right with that?
Yeah.
From there, we would go ahead and mark up, we'd start at 0, and we'd end at pi over 2. Go halfway. What's half of pi over 2?
Pi over 4.
What's half of that?
Pi over 8.
Pi over 8.
And what was between here?
3 pi over 8.
So you guys were on this.
So what's the difference?
What's the difference? Well, yeah, I'm getting there. Now, it being a, bless you, it being a sine graph, where does sine start? 0. Good. It starts at 0, then it's going to go up to its amplitude, and then down to the opposite of the amplitude. So it goes 0, 3, 0, negative 3, 0, 3. And we would do our dotted line.
Dang it.
I knew you would forget.
Dotted.
Wait, what?
Oh,
No.
sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. Once again, there's that math class I had to go back to.
Wait, why do you have 2 pi over 6?
What?
Over 8.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
So you wind up with that as its parent function. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
What did we do to the parent function then?
Oh, shit.
We shifted it. In this case, where did we move it?
Down to that.
Everything has to move down 2 spots. So I'm going to move this up a little bit here. I'm going to add 2 tick marks, and I'm just going to change my color here. Goes down 2, down 2, down 2. And this would be our solid line. Are okay with that? So what we're doing today then is all I'm going to give you is that, and you give me the function. You're just going to get the shift. When we did this in our trig unit, I gave you the parent and the shift. Remember on the quiz? I threw it at you. Never taught you how to do it, but you did really well on it. Some of you guys should try to bring up the
given
2.
us just the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I remembered, so I thought like we'd already done this.
No.
Oh,
I-
like the equation?
Yeah.
That's
Remember?
what it is?
Yes.
Sweet.
So what's going to happen here is that we're only going to be working with sine and cosine. When we're working with sine and cosine, they have a specific period. Their period, if you notice, it takes to go one full cycle. Now, if I give you if you're looking at just this part here, in time it takes to go up and down would be half of it. Do you agree? So, in essence, you really only needed 2 points to figure out how long it's going to take you to go back and forth. Wouldn't I be able to do that also between here, oops, let me move this, between the pi over 8 and the 3 pi over 8? Because isn't that my minimum and my maximum?
Yeah.
Since between my minimum and my maximum, how much time occurred between it? How much of the period occurred? A fourth, 1/4 pi occurred. From pi over 8 to 3 pi over 8 is 2 pi over 8, so it's 1/4 of pi. Now, to go from peak to valley takes half the time to get there, so you double it and that gives you your period. So I know that this was pi over 4. If I double that, I get pi over 2. Which gives very good, Izzy, which gives me my B value because 2 pi over B allows you to find your B value. Everybody see that? It's deconstructing from the graph without the shift. Now the other thing that you can see right away is how high up it goes and how low it goes. Look at your peak and valley. What is the y coordinate here? It's something in 1. What's the y coordinate here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. It's something and negative 5. How far apart are they? 6. Well, isn't it going to be reflected on top and bottom of whatever it is? So what's half of 6? 3. That gives you your A value. See how that works?
But what if the A value is?
What if the A value is negative? That just means you have a negative A value. It just means it went the other direction.
Wait a second.
Wait, how do you get
You
negative?
found 6, and then like, how
You're
do you
negative.
know what divide by 2?
You're 8.
But do we do this with
It
sine
depends
and
on where,
cosine?
if it goes up.
I'll show you that one here.
If it goes down first.
What's happening here, Michael, is that between here and here, it's giving you your range.
I know.
We know that the sine value, just saying for sine, it's repeated itself through some origin. It went up so many, and it went down so many. And this distance between the two is the same. So if the total distance between the maximum and minimum is 6, the midpoint is 3. That's where that's going.
Okay, and then
Okay.
how do you know?
Here's yours.
What chapter are we in?
This is 14.
Okay, what chapter is the chapter test gonna be over?
2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 14. 14.
What's a good
But
section?
only this 14.
Okay. Izzy.
How, I get that you found A is 3, but how do you know if it's negative or positive?
When you're looking at the graph, one way that you're going to be able to tell is that sine starts at where it's going to end. If sines, it will go to its maximum, or sine will go to its minimum first.
Yeah. but
Whereas cosine starts at a maximum or starts at a minimum.
But if you're given that middle part there, how do you figure out, like, if you don't know, like, it's going up first, like, you're going to
You're going to be given one cycle. You're going to be given. You might be given more cycles. And I'm going to. I just wanted to start with this, and you guys seem that you kind of started to pick it apart. Let me show you what it's going to look like in this section now. Okay? And I'm sure, Izzy, you're going to see it and go, oh. All right. Let's just do one.
Why didn't we just do this when we were talking about this stuff earlier?
We did kind of.
But not
Because once again, we're trying something new.
Oh,
And I get it. All right?
I feel like it would be like more.
I'm with you. But we were told to follow the units from administration. So the units are going to be different next year. So in this case here, notice they're only giving you two ordered pairs. The ordered pairs they're giving you are a maximum and a minimum. What's that? It's kind of like that, yeah. So when you're given that part, I want you to see that in order for it to get back to this level here, this would be your full period. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Which means that's your halfway point, isn't it? So if your halfway point is at pi over 3, what's your period? 2 pi over 3. Your period here would be, I'd have to double that. So my period is at 2 pi over 3. I'm getting there. So if my period is 2 pi over 3, and we know that the b value is found, it's 2 pi over b. What's b?
Wait, isn't it,
3.
isn't it, the period for cosine?
No, tangent.
Oh, tangent.
We're not gonna be doing tangent.
Tangent's just pi. Excuse me, pi over b. See, yeah, pi over b.
We're not gonna be doing tangent.
No, we're doing sinusoidal ones, and these are all sine and cosines. Okay. So we know right off the bat that our value for b
Oh, it's 4.
is 3. You okay on that? Now take a look at where your maximum and your minimums are occurring. The minimum's at negative 4, just like negative 4, but negative. And then your maximum is at positive 4. Is there a horizontal shift here?
Yeah.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I went like this because I'm moving the horizon. Is there a vertical shift going up and down at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Because it's still centered. Well,
Is this cosine?
yeah. Because look what happens at cosine. Cosine either starts at a maximum or a minimum.
Is it, do we know that because the max, like the bottom, it bottoms out and gets the top open for -4?
Yeah.
If we're given the shift, then do we find the period?
Yes. Well, no, you don't have to find a parent. You just go right to it.
Oh, yeah.
And I have one like that too. Yeah. No. Oh, yes. You could make it with a sine graph by shifting it. Yes. You can, but they're telling you this is your maximum and your minimum.
Oh.
But if they didn't give you that, then yes, you can say this is a shifted pi over 3 sine graph if you want or something like that. Yes, ma'am. A, in this case, we know that our amplitude is 4, but our A value is
Negative.
-4. And the reason that it's -4 is that, remember,
It starts on the negative.
it starts at the negative. And cosines always start at your A value. Whether A is positive or A is negative. Sine values always started at 0, then it went to the A or went to the opposite of A. Here I'm starting at the negative A, I'm going up to the A, and then coming back down. Michael? This has a, is there a right or left here? No. There's no right or left, because we're at the original spot. There's no vertical component or anything to it. So all I have here is my H and K in this case are both 0. So my function is y equals -4 cosine 3x.
Let's say we're given the shifted or
It starts on the.
It tells you exactly what it says right below, right?
I thought it was shifted over.
What do you got, Izzy?
Okay, so technically we wouldn't be wrong, because I thought the same thing first today was like a society graph that we should shift it down for. Because I just assumed that they're all shifted.
Shifted sine graph.
Everybody started at 0.
That's what I thought it was.
And Because sine says zero.
Yep.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if there's a trick on that.
You're saying that it doesn't like fully reach the point when it crosses over.
Why is it so
The arrows.
That's what cosine does.
Yeah, okay.
Also,
Cosine, because cosine goes this way.
yeah, because if they're showing it to you in this one, your sine value, if it was sine, you'd have 3 of the same y values within a cycle. Remember how that happened with sine? Within one cycle, you have 3.
Oh, so if you were to shift it up, it would be going up too many times. It shouldn't go
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
It would be going up, up.
Yeah. Okay, let me look at another one here.
What does that show?
Sinusoid. It means it's either sine or cosine. So it's a sinusoid.
It's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like
Now here,
That's
Sine.
and why is it sine?
it starts at 1, 0.
And also you can see it go.
Where's it starting at?
zero.
Starting at 0, which way does it go then?
Negative.
Goes to its minimum, then it goes back to 0, goes to its maximum, goes back to 0. So this is going to be a sine graph, because if you look at just this portion of it, by starting at 0, then it drops to a minimum, goes to 0, goes to a maximum, goes back to 0. So within that range of a period, it went through its original starting y value 3 times. That's how you can see that it's a sine. Whereas a cosine one, let me go back to the other real quick here, guys. When I looked at that cosine one, in order to go through that portion of it, it's only starting at its origin twice. Okay? Because cosine will start at an A, go to 0, opposite A, 0, A. Sine, 0, A, 0, opposite 0. So sine has 3 zeros, if you will, whereas the cosine has only the 2 of them. Okay?
So for that other one, the stuff on the left side of the graph,
No, it's just showing where it's going. That's all. That's all. So here, I was doing on this one. So if I'm looking at this one, let me move this out of the way again. Oops. If I'm looking at this, if I have a minimum value at pi over 6 and a maximum value at pi over 2, how much time was elapsed between those two values?
2
Pi over 3.
or 4.
Because this would be 3 pi over 6, 1 pi over 6, that would be
Pi over 3.
pi over 3. So within that little part would be pi over 3, so what is your whole period again?
2 pi over 3.
Very good. So to get from here to here, our period is 2 pi over 3. So that means our b value is what?
3.
3. It's kind of nice when it has 2 pi over 3, isn't it? It doesn't always happen that way. It's not like it's 666 every time.
Illuminati.
Okay. Now, what will your a value be? Will it be positive or negative? And why will it be negative?
Down first.
What? Good. So I know my a value's got to be a negative,
It's just one.
and it's just what? It's just 1, isn't it?
Because I give you the 2.
Right. What's that, Izzy?
Because I give you the
Yeah, because you know that from here and here, there's no vertical shift to it at all. If this was at -4 and that's at 1, then you know that it had been dropped down. Okay. So here, is there a left or right component thrown in there?
Nope.
No. So you have y equals
Sine
negative sine.
of 3.
There you go.
Cool.
These are, they're a little interesting. Let's see. I want you guys to do tonight, and we'll get into the rest of this tomorrow. I want you to do those 6. So it's 865, 10 through 15. All you're doing is write the equation.
Can you do one with the shift with us?
What's that?
Can you do one with the shift?
We'll get there.
Wait, so,
So-
when it says that it's
Sinusoidal.
Sorry, what page?
does that mean that it's always gonna be sine?
Or cosine.
Yeah.
It's a sinusoidal graphs have periodicities that are either sine or cosine. They're sine or cosine because of what direction they go first within that specific period.
I'll send it to you.
That's how you're decided.
Okay.
So this is 865, it's section 14.5, page 865, what is that, 10 through 15. Please do those. You'll notice, I think 14 and 15, those guys definitely have vertical shifts to them.
And 15 has a black and red.
So what number is the homework? 16.
Oh, what?
10
We're going to do a little bit more of this tomorrow, and just a little bit more review.
I like the motivator though, 'cause it's really springy.
Yeah, this is better, right? Okay. We're gonna, what we're going to do tomorrow is just look at, if I just give you the two ordered pairs, can you figure it out? It's really easy.
Let's see if
Why is this like that? Yes.
Cut it into another screen, probably.
Wait, so this is just your shift right here? That's the shift.
Yo, who's just trying to make a math group message?
So that's -2.
Not me.
Yeah, because you start, yeah, your negative 2 would be your K, so because that's your maximum, there's your minimum, so is this my sine or cosine?
Exactly.
Good, because it starts from max, goes to the middle, so you have that right there.
Hell.
Yeah.
Sucks, aren't you?
You guys, I think we can put all